I'll give you a quick tour. Okay, we're gonna go from the outside to the inside. So due to the number of people here, I'll quickly explain. So you're in the maker space. So thank you for coming. So this project for me has been almost 4 years. Started in Silicon Valley when I was a member at Tech Shop, San Jose. And I was inspired by maker movements and making things and democratizing access to technology. So for me, this is a dream come true. The fact that you're here is incredible for me. This was a concept, an idea 4 years ago, and now it's becoming reality. So on the left-hand side, between the two phones, is the computer lab. So computers with CAD software like SolidWorks. So SolidWorks license, if you were to buy yourself, it's about 10 grand. So we make it available through membership. So you don't pay 10 grand, you pay a monthly membership fee. So computer lab towards the left. In the middle right here, you have digital fabrication. So laser cutters and 3D printers. We call it DigiFab. Yes. All right, great. Come here. Because you're taller. All right. Okay, so Jazz is one of our architects. He's a wonderful person to work with. So Jazz is the Melbourne School of Design, MSc. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, I can introduce myself. So I'm the Fabrication Innovation Technology Manager at the Melbourne School of Design at the University of Melbourne. So I've had a background for a long time in designing workshops, setting up workshops and maker spaces, as well as being an architect. So combining those skill sets, I guess, and then working with Hans and the FAB9 team on this space, which is, it's amazing to see it almost at that complete stage. So to give you a bit of a background maybe of how it's designed and what the approach we took is, obviously it's about accessibility, visibility of all the machines, and something that's really inspiring to people who come into this space. So they can see all the machines as they're operating. You get to see the CNC working through the window here. You can see through into the timber workshops, but also having them in their discrete areas so that you might be working out here on something that needs a bit of quiet, keeps all the dust and noise in those areas, but you still get that connection. You still get that collaboration across the people. You're learning from them as they're using different tools and different materials, and you're being exposed to different things as you're going about it. I think a key to this space as well is the safety and design as well. So it's really designed so that it's easy for the staff to keep things safe and secure. It's easy for them to observe. So we've got a sort of crow's nest office up the top there that the staff can see down into different areas. Gives them a bit of privacy, but also keeps them connected to people as they're working. We also have out the back, which you came through, is that storage area. So normally a place that deliveries come through from the loading bay, taken directly into there, and then they come out to the metalwork space, which is on as you pass, and probably would have been identifiable by the welding curtains. Timber workshop behind you there, and again, that'll have, it's all integrated extraction and those kind of things, which is still to come. It looks like the actual extractors in there as well.
Yeah. So this is really a Melbourne design. Melbourne design collaboration with not just Jazz, but our architect Alex Blake, with a studio called Therefore. So I'm very, very proud of what we have achieved. I think this is Makerspace 2.0 in the sense that this is really truly designed to be not only functional, but also beautiful, right? Look at this high ceiling. This is a rubber factory 100 years ago. The steel came from England. At the time, Australian steel was not considered high quality for whatever reason. This is now heritage building, heritage protected. So in many ways, we're putting back the soul of advanced manufacturing back into this rubber factory at the turn of the century. So very meaningful project, a lot of challenges, but hopefully you guys will like it. So any questions? Yes?
Some of the maker materials are not terribly safe. For example, any welding tends to, with lots of flash effects. They're quite a range of powder coating, etc.
Yeah.
So there must be some headaches in doing the design as to which particular things to let in, as it were, which to provide?
Yeah, so the question is, some processes are not so safe, such as welding, right? What you do with film extraction. So the good news is welding is stage 2. We do not have welding in the very beginning, and for our paint booth, which you see behind the CNC room, we intend to use only water-based paint. And we currently do not have an extraction services riser because this is an old building, and we couldn't go externally to the facade because it's a heritage building. Again, a lot of headaches. So we literally have to punch through the floor 2 levels to the roof, and that's still being negotiated with the landlord. So some things we can't do right now, but we will be able to do maybe in 6 to 12 months' time. Does that answer your question? Okay. Any other questions? Yes?
At the start, can you maybe tell us what your passions are?
Yeah, so for me, I've been in technology for over 10 years. I worked for a company called SanDisk, flash memory. I was hoping I was going to present it, but so semiconductor, so embedded flash memory in your phone or tablet. So my passion has always been about taking technology to the people. So the fact that your phone is so thin, your iPad is so thin is because flash memory is a solid state. It's not a mechanical disk spinning. Remember your first iPod? That was a Toshiba 2.5-inch hard disk drive, literally a spinning disk inside your iPod, right? It spins, it's mechanical drive. So my passion has always been about taking something that's truly mysterious or technical to the masses, so everybody can use it. So it's the same thing about Makerspace. I think Jazz shares the same passion, making it accessible, so everybody can make, right? So if you think about word processing, it's not just for the writers or editors, it's for anybody who wants to write. Makerspace, anybody can make, right? If you discover your passion about woodworking, metalwork, 3D printing, or whatnot. So it is about democratizing the technology to the people. That has always been my passion.
How are you guys intending to generate profit?
So we operate as a membership-based model. It's the same as Space Tank. So it is the same as your gym. You pay a monthly fee and to have access to the space. But the monthly fee does not include your materials. You can make things out of beautiful rosewood. You can make things out of MDF. The price point is just like, 10x difference. So the membership fee gives you access to the space, just like your gym, right? If you want a personal trainer, you pay extra. But the gym facility access is included in the membership. Yes?
In the technology corner, obviously you're going to have 3D printing. What
Yes.
other sort of tools are you going to have available on electronics?
Yeah, so electronics is a PC electronics lab in the corner.
Yep.
So we're going to have like a multimeter, AC/DC power supply, basic things like, I don't know if we're going to have spectral analyzer, that's pretty high end, but basically your analog and digital logic analyzer. And those machines now are compact, it's like 6 machines in one machine now. So you'll be able to do most of your PCB prototyping, both analog and digital.
But no facilities for bring PCBs through.
We have plans to do so, but it depends on the demand. So if everybody wants it, we'll buy it, and we can justify it. But yes, so the short answer is yes. So reflow, two-sided PCB prototyping is mainly a router, a very precision router, and a through hole. So screw hole and surface mount, you either use a hand or we can have a small pick and press machine. And then you have a reflow oven for you to actually make a PCB. But it depends on your needs. Turnaround time these days is about 2 weeks. So you can get it made overseas and ship it here quite easily. So it depends on things. But exactly as everybody said. Yes.
Yeah, I'm interested in CRISPR. As you might know, it's a DIY genetic engineering. Is that something that's within the scope of FAB9?
So we do not currently have a biological lab, but there has been discussion with a gentleman called Andrew. So he does biohacker and create. So you should talk to Andrew. There's a gentleman called, what's his name? He does biohacking with DNA.
Right.
So CRISPR is a genetic modifying technique.
Yep.
We currently do not have bio capabilities.
But watch this space.
You can. You can. But we have dusts, right? We have dust. So if you want to get into fume hood, so no, we don't. At the moment. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
To the last 2 points, if you don't have capabilities in-house, what plan do you have in place to either provide that kind of network? Or
Yes. So the question is, if you want to do something really, really cool and I cannot provide it, what happens? So we are currently actively reaching out to the manufacturing community to say, hey, if we give, typically this would be so-called serverless brews. It can be a CNC router, it can be custom. It can be advanced manufacturing, 3D printing, different materials. So the idea is that you come here to learn the basics. And then once you refine your ideas, you iterate your ideas, and then you have to go and produce, say, 5, 10, 50 parts. Then we refer you to a network of contract manufacturers. It can be here in Victoria, it can be in New South Wales, or it can be overseas. Depending on your needs, we will provide that additional value-added service. Yes.
How do you, for example, I think you've got a mill. You got a mill?
Not at the moment, stage 2, yes.
We'll have, yeah. So
Yes.
how do you validate that somebody has the skills and experience to use a mill?
All right, so the question is, do you need training before you can use a machine? Absolutely. So every single machine, for dangerous machines, especially 3-phase machines, you have to go through safety induction training before you can operate a machine safely. So we will provide classes. So for example, CNC router that we're gonna have is a multi-can Trident. It has a 5 kilowatt spindle with 2 knives. You have to take a 6-part CNC course before you can use it by yourself. And we have workshop managers on site to help.
How about something like 3D printing where there's not a safety issue, but there is an issue around quality of product?
Well, that's up to you to experiment.
Okay.
So we will provide technicians for consultation, but we're not trying to make it for you. The whole space is about empowering the individual to make. So if the individual has to go through their learning cycles to make mistakes, you can do so cheaply, easily, and safely within FAB9. That's our philosophy. Yes?
One of the things you did follow up is on.
How many people do you envisage using the space at the same time?
All right, so the question is how many people we can have under the roof? 25 to 30 people at any given time. But membership-wise, 300 to 350 would be our maximum capacity per month.
So do you allocate the time then?
Yes, you have to book your machine before you come in, and before you can book your machine, you have to have safety induction training. So, for example, if you're trained in cabinetry, you can use Keeper Shop, then obviously you have a reduced on-site induction to make sure you know which machine is which. Each machine is a little bit different buttons, different emergency stop, but the idea is that you have to be inducted to the machine to operate safely. Yes?
One of the organisations or groups that have adopted this type of model being the artists, been producing sculptures and all sorts of materials. And of course they provide one of the creative elements that's important with design, etc. Have you reached out to that type of group? Because they're used to this type of model of renting space and time and training.
So for example, Footscray Art Center is only 500 kilometers away. We invited them in, and they're very excited. They're gonna bring 17, 18 people back. We welcome artists and creatives to come and use our space, obviously for a fee. So if we in the future could get sponsorship, we'd love to have artists in residence program. So usually somebody will sponsor the access fee and materials, and the person will basically be free to experiment and make amazing products out of the space.
Just, you mentioned SolidWorks.
Yes.
If you signed up for a monthly membership,
Yes.
can someone sign up and take you one SolidWorks seat for 2 weeks straight to do their project and lock everyone else out for 2 weeks?
Yeah, so you have to schedule it in, so you had to book.
Or could you just book every hour for 2 weeks to do your project? How will you handle that?
So basically for things like that, initially if there's no customers, then you probably can't book every single hour. But as soon as other people book, you have to share. So the answer is we open up the time slots every, say, 1 or 2 weeks in advance, and you're basically competing with time slots, right?
Is this running 24/7?
No. So in the beginning we're gonna do 10 to 6 from Sunday to Tuesday, Wednesday to Saturday, 10 to 8. In the future, if there's a need, we probably will open up the general assembly area, which is where you see the compressed air and PowerPoints. So this is where you can do Arduino programming, you can assemble a drone, you can play Lego, you can surf internet. Low risk area, potentially 24/7, but not machines.
So, like SolidWorks, you could.
Yeah, SolidWorks you can do VPN. You don't even have to be here. Yeah. Yes.
Do you have any idea of the timeline? So obviously there's a little bit of polish still to go.
Yes. So in January next year, we're going to open up for invitation only. So Janice will be coming here. Hopefully not cutting speakers up. In February, we'll open for the public. We currently have crowdfunding actually. If you want to purchase membership, pre-sale.
What's the rates on crowdfunding memberships at the moment?
Sorry, I can't. I had a few beers. I can't tell you from the top of my head.
I've got a Kickstarter. It's all there.
Yeah. I don't want to misquote you. Sorry.
It's literally awesome.
How do you plan to build a community that So the question is, how do you build a community? So we are actively trying to host meetups. It can be hardware, it can be drones, it can be Raspberry Pi. I personally run Hardware Massive. Hardware Massive is a free community for hardware founders. It's more serious. So the next event is Saturday, when I come back on Saturday, 1 p.m. after you vote. So Hardware Massive is kind of my thing because I want to help entrepreneurs. There's plenty of other meetups, and there's IoT Australia, IoT Melbourne, there's maker groups, there's hacker groups. Making those, we're going to recruit them. So Silicon Beach, where's Silicon Beach? Shout out to Silicon Beach. They come here in the future, do a demo day. Hardware, not talking about software, not apps, right? Not apps. So show and tell, well, every Saturday?
Could be.
Every week, sorry, every month, we have to have a show and tell. People just come. You don't have to have membership, just come here on Friday night. You bring your products and other work about it. We're gonna do a lot of live streaming.
Yeah. Movie nights.
YouTube, we're gonna put on Twitter. We're gonna put Melbourne on the map. That's our mission. We're gonna put Melbourne on the map.
Movie nights.
Movie nights, popcorn nights.
Can we have hardware hackathons? Is there a thing like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So if
we'll do that.
Telstra's coming and watching right now, sponsor us. Telstra. Yes.
What sort of support services? We're talking about things like marketing, education, etc. You've got plans for sort of bringing people into the space beyond just the physical making of that.
So you talk about...
So that, there might be a marketing workshop or something.
Sure.
Class or...
Yeah. So we will reach out to incubators and accelerators like Focus has done a really wonderful job with the, we're going to bring people in.
So it's more than just physical.
Absolutely. We're literally vertically integrated. We're co-working and makerspace. I'm open to all ideas. We're open access.
My question is along the lines of this question going on here we said, some recently, you guys had a couple of very exciting things and I like
Yes. Yes. So media will be active. So we're gonna have media lights, camera. This stage is live.
So it's sort of like a small mini studio.
Yes.
You can't go inside.
Now,